When a wealthy widow opens her late husband's private safe, she finds something that destroys everything she believed about him. Her husband had been by her side for 60 years, but hidden inside that safe was a videotape. And on that tape, a young girl is brutally murdered by a man wearing a mask. The footage is so real, so cold, and so horrifying that it is almost impossible to breathe while watching it. The tape was locked away in her husband's most private place, which means one terrifying possibility now sits in front of her. The man she loved for a lifetime may have been hiding a monstrous secret. To uncover the truth, the widow hires a private investigator named Tom Wells. She asks him to find out who made the tape and whether the girl in it was really killed. At first, Tom thinks this may just be some cheap underground film, something disgusting but staged. But the widow tells him to watch it all the way through before he makes up his mind. So Tom presses play, and the deeper he watches, the worse it gets. Every frame feels real. The violence does not feel acted. The terror on the girl's face does not feel fake. By the time the tape ends, Tom is shaken to his core. This is not just some twisted movie. It may be an actual murder. Tom's first suggestion is simple. Take the tape to the police. Open an official case. But the widow and the family lawyer, Longdale, refuse. Their family is powerful. Their name is respected. If this gets out, the scandal will destroy them. The widow does not want publicity. She only wants answers. Who made this tape? Who was the girl? And did her husband have anything to do with her death? As long as Tom agrees to investigate quietly, she will pay him a fortune. Tom knows the girl is the key. If he can identify her, he can follow the trail back to whoever made the tape. After leaving the estate, Tom packs immediately. Before he goes, he makes one more decision. He takes his gun. His first stop is the police department's missing persons division. Tom shows them a sketch of the girl, hoping there might be a record that matches her face. But the officer gives him a brutal reality check. Every year, close to 1 million people go missing. All their records are in the system, but finding one unknown girl from one old image is almost impossible. If Tom really wants to try, he will have to search the files himself, so that is exactly what he does. For days, Tom sits in front of a computer, going through missing persons reports one by one. Nothing, no name, no match, no clue. Every night, he returns to his room and watches the tape again, frame by frame, over and over. He is afraid to blink, afraid that one tiny detail might be the thing that solves the case. Then one night, he finally catches something. The film stock used in the tape was discontinued in 1992. That means the footage was probably shot 6 or 7 years ago. Tom reports this to the widow right away. He asks her to check her husband's financial records from that period. If her husband paid for this tape, there may be a transaction that proves it. That same night, Tom prints out every important image from the footage, and while studying the masked killer, he notices a mark on the man's hand. A star tattoo. It is small, but it may be the first real clue to the killer's identity. After more than half a month of searching, Tom finally finds the girl in the missing persons database. Her name is Mary Ann. She was reported missing in 1993, which means after that tape was made, she never came home again. Now Tom is almost certain this was not fake. This was a real murder. Tom drives straight to Mary Ann's home. Her mother looks exhausted, like she has been carrying grief for years. She tells Tom that Mary Ann had been going through a rebellious phase. She argued constantly with her stepfather. She stayed out late. Sometimes, she did not come home at all. One day, her mother lost control and gave her a harsh punishment. After that, Mary Ann disappeared. But the way she vanished never made sense. She did not take clothes. She did not take personal belongings. She did not even leave a note. Her mother has blamed herself ever since. And after all these years, Mary Ann's room is still untouched. Everything is exactly where she left it, as if one day, her daughter might walk back through the door. Tom searches the room carefully. At first, he finds nothing useful, but just before leaving, he checks the toilet tank. Inside, he finds Mary Ann's diary, and hidden with it is a letter Mary Ann had written to her mother before running away. In the letter, she says she has a boyfriend. She says they are going to Hollywood together. She wants to become a star, and when she finally makes it, she promises to come back and take her mother to live with her in the big city. She hid the letter because she was afraid her stepfather would find it. Tom does not tell her mother about the letter. He does not want to give her false hope. Instead, he follows the next lead. Mary Ann's boyfriend. Tom finds the boy's father, an auto mechanic, and pretends he owes the son money. But the father tells him his son is in prison, so Tom goes there. When Tom meets the former boyfriend, the man tells him he and Mary Ann had already broken up before Los Angeles. After that, he never saw her again. But under pressure, he gives Tom one more lead. Mary Ann was obsessed with becoming famous. She wanted Hollywood more than anything. But with no money, no connections, and no experience, she would never get near a real studio. If she ended up anywhere, it would be in the underground film world. That is where Tom should look. So Tom heads to Hollywood. He searches the places tourists never see. Dirty theaters, adult shops, back rooms, underground markets. But there is still no trace of Mary Ann. Then one day, Tom walks into an adult bookstore. He plans to buy old magazines and look for Mary Ann's face. But at the counter, something catches his eye. Black masks, the same kind worn by the killer in the tape. Tom buys one and rushes back to his room. He compares it to the footage, and while zooming in, he notices something he missed before. Behind the masked killer, there is another shadow. There was a third person at the scene. Not just the killer, not just the cameraman. Someone else was there. Tom prints the image and immediately informs the widow. Then he takes takes the frame to an image processing specialist. They spend 137 hours enhancing it, but the result is disappointing. The figure is only a blurry back. No face, no identity. Tom realizes he needs someone who understands this hidden world, so he goes back to the adult bookstore and talks to the clerk, Max, California. Tom tells Max he is investigating illegal films. He needs help getting inside the underground industry. Max is nervous. He thinks Tom might be a cop, but money changes his mind. They agree to meet later that night. What Tom does not know is that someone has been watching him from the shadows. That night, Max takes Tom to an underground market. The place is filled with films too extreme to be sold legally. The content is darker than anything Tom expected. He buys 2 tapes. Then he and Max watch them. Tom can barely stomach it, but he notices something important. The violence in one tape looks almost exactly like the violence in Mary Ann's tape. Then he watches the second tape, and suddenly he realizes both tapes feature the same actress. So some people really can fake this kind of thing well enough to make it look real. During their conversation, Max tells Tom that many girls in these films come from shelters. Girls with no family support, no money, no protection. So the next day, Tom starts visiting shelters. When he shows Mary Ann's photo, a nun recognizes her. Mary Ann had stayed there for about a month. Then one night, she left and never came back. Before Tom leaves, the nun gives him Mary Ann's old belongings. She asks him to return them to the family. Back at the motel, Tom opens Mary Ann's suitcase. Inside are some worn clothes and a diary. Tucked into the diary is a slip of paper, a phone number, an address, a film company. Tom goes there and meets the man in charge, Eddie Poole. At first, Eddie thinks Tom is there to collect money, but when he sees Mary Ann's photo, his expression changes. For 1 second, he recognizes her, then he lies. He says he has never seen her before. Tom knows immediately that Eddie is hiding something, so he rents an office across the street and starts watching him. That night, Tom breaks into Eddie's office and plants a wiretap in his phone. Then he waits. For days, Eddie does nothing useful. He dodges debt collectors. He interviews young women. He uses them. He wastes time. Finally, Tom loses patience. He calls Eddie and tells him he knows the truth about what happened years ago. Then he warns him, "You are in trouble." Tom hangs up and grabs his binoculars. Across the street, Eddie panics. He hesitates. Then he picks up the phone. The call does not reveal much, but it reveals enough. Tom traces the number to a man named Dino Velvet. Max explains who Dino is. A producer known in the underground world. A man with a taste for extreme violence. A man who specializes in films most people would never dare to watch. But Dino does not meet strangers. To get close to him, Tom needs an introduction. Luckily, Max knows someone, so Tom and Max go to New York. After they check into a hotel, the widow calls Tom with new information. Her husband made a strange withdrawal between 1,992 and 1,993. $1 million. Taken from 5 different accounts. For a man who never handled his own finances, that is not normal. Now the pieces are starting to connect. That night, Tom studies Dino's old films, and he sees him, the same masked man, the same body, the same presence. The man who killed Mary Ann has appeared in Dino's films before. Tom asks Max if he knows him. Max says everyone calls him Machine. He is Dino's regular performer, but no one knows what he looks like. No one has ever seen his face under the mask. Tom now knows he is close, very close. Max takes Tom to a private location. There, Tom finally meets Dino Velvet. Tom does not waste time. He says he wants to commission a custom film, something extreme, something beyond normal limits. But he has 2 conditions. First, he must be present during the shoot. Second, Machine must be the male lead. Dino agrees, too easily. They set a time. They set a place. And when the day comes, Tom arrives at the filming location. Machine is there, the masked man from the tape. But something is wrong. There is no female lead, no actress, no crew preparing a scene. Tom realizes it too late. Dino points a crossbow at him. He tells Tom to hand over his gun. Tom removes the bullets and places everything on the table. Dino already knows why Tom is really there. The whole deal was a trap. They chain Tom to a bed. Then Dino brings out another man, the widow's family lawyer, Longdale. Tom finally understands. The lawyer was involved from the beginning. Dino shows Tom photos of his wife and daughter. The message is clear. Give them the tape or his family dies. Then they drag in Max. If Tom refuses, Max dies too. Under threat, Tom is forced to take Longdale to retrieve the tape. On the way, Longdale tells him the truth. The widow's husband had sick desires. He paid Longdale to find Dino and have a film made. A real one. Mary Ann was chosen. At first, they thought they were just playing with her. Then they went too far. Mary Ann died. Afterward, the rich man paid $1 million to make the problem disappear. Everyone stayed quiet. Everything was buried until he died and his widow found the tape. Longdale then recommended Tom to investigate because he thought Tom would fail. He thought Tom was not good enough to reach the source, but he underestimated him. Tom does not fight back. He opens the trunk and hands over the tape. But while Longdale is distracted, Tom secretly hides a knife. He still hopes he can bargain for Max's life, but these men have no mercy left. They kill Max in front of him. When Tom tries to stop them, they beat him savagely. Then they burn the tape right in front of his eyes. Tom snaps. He screams the truth at them. Each of them was supposed to receive $1 million, and now they still want to kill everyone to cover it up? That one sentence changes everything, because Dino suddenly realizes Longdale lied. The lawyer kept most of the money for himself. In seconds, the cover-up turns turns into a fight for survival. Longdale pulls a gun. He thinks he has control. But when he orders Dino to lower the crossbow, Dino strikes first. Longdale fires back. Both men go down. In the chaos, Tom breaks free enough to attack. He knocks Eddie down. Then he pulls out the hidden knife and stabs Machine in the stomach. Tom reaches the gun, but Eddie and Machine escape. Still chained, Tom uses a bullet to shoot through the cuffs. Then he runs. After escaping, Tom calls the widow. He tells her everything. Her husband paid for the film. The lawyer helped arrange it. Mary Ann was murdered, and tonight they have to go to the police. But the widow already knows enough. She asks only one question. What was the girl's name? Tom tells her, Mary Ann. For the widow, that name is the final proof. The man she loved for 60 years was not the man she thought he was. He was rotten underneath. Tom rushes to secure his wife and daughter. Then he heads to the widow's estate. But when he arrives, the butler gives him the news. The widow is dead. She could not live with the truth. She could not expose her husband's crimes. She could not bear the shame of her family name being dragged into the open. So she ended it herself. In her final letter, she leaves money for Tom. And she leaves compensation for Mary Ann's family. She hopes they can forget. But Tom knows there is no forgetting this. His own family has already been pulled into danger. And as long as Eddie and Machine are alive, his wife and daughter are not safe. So Tom leaves money behind for his daughter's future. Then he goes hunting. He finds Eddie first. Eddie is preparing to run. Tom captures him and forces him to talk. After a brutal interrogation, Eddie gives up only one useful detail. Machine is in New York. But before going there, Tom makes Eddie take him to the place where Mary Ann died. This was where it happened. A teenage girl ran away from home with dreams of becoming a star. She thought Hollywood would give her a new life. Instead, men with sweet words led her straight to her grave. She became a body on a tape, a piece of entertainment for monsters. And as Eddie talks about it, he still shows no remorse, no guilt, no humanity. Tom ties him to a railing. He wants to kill him, but he hesitates. Eddie sees it, and even facing death, he laughs at him. Then he says the one thing Tom cannot ignore. He threatens to make Tom's wife and daughter the stars of the next film. That destroys Tom's last hesitation. Tom calls Mary Ann's mother. He tells her the whole truth, every horrible detail. Then he asks what she wants done to the man who helped destroy her daughter. After the call, Tom returns to Eddie, and with the butt of his gun, he beats him to death. When it is over, Tom's hands will not stop shaking. He gathers every tape these men made, all their filth, all their crimes, all their proof. Then he burns it all. But Tom cannot stop yet. There is still one monster left. Machine, the man who actually killed Mary Ann. Tom goes to New York. Pretending to be a police officer, he calls hospitals one by one. He asks if any man with a star tattoo has recently been treated. Eventually, he gets what he needs. Machine's real name and his address. That night, Tom breaks into Machine's home with a weapon, but Machine finds him. The two fight. Tom is smaller, weaker, outmatched. Machine overpowers him. For a moment, it looks like Tom is finished. Then Machine makes one mistake. He starts talking. He starts bragging. And while he talks, Tom sees the gun on the floor. He reaches it first. Now the power shifts. Tom orders Machine to take off the mask. And when he finally sees the man's face, he freezes. Because Machine does not look like a monster. He looks ordinary, simple, almost gentle. The kind of face you would pass on the street without fear. Machine calmly tells Tom the truth. He did not have a terrible childhood. His mother loved him. His father did not abuse him. He grew up happy. His life was not dark. He was not broken by tragedy. He did it because he liked it. And even after all these years, he still remembers how good it felt. Tom is horrified because now he understands. There is no explanation that can make this easier. No trauma, no excuse, no hidden wound. Machine is not a victim of darkness. He is the darkness. A man who killed because he enjoyed killing. And now, this is no longer only about justice. It is about survival. The moment Machine tries to attack again, Tom pulls the hidden knife and drives it into his heart. Machine falls, but Tom feels no victory, no relief, only emptiness. Because true evil does not always come with a reason. Sometimes one person can destroy a life, a family, and everything good in the world simply because they want to. Tom survives, but something inside him has changed. When he returns home and sees his young daughter's innocent face, he finally breaks. He falls into his wife's arms and sobs. He cries for Mary Ann. He cries for her mother. And he cries for the part of himself that almost disappeared in the darkness. Then, one autumn afternoon, Tom is raking leaves in his yard. A card arrives from Mary Ann's mother. She thanks him for what he did for her daughter. Maybe, in the end, only two people in the world truly cared about Mary Ann, her mother and Tom. Tom reads the card in silence. For a long time, he says nothing. Then he looks at his wife. She looks back at him with steady, quiet strength. And for the first time in a long time, Tom finally allows himself to smile.